What's up guys, Jason here. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a simple and efficient automatic Minecraft Bedrock passive mob farm. This farm works on 1.19 and on all platforms of Minecraft Bedrock, whether you play on a phone, tablet, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, or PC. As you can see here, this farm gives a lot of mutton, wool, pork chop, feathers, chicken, leather, and beef. For this farm, you'll need 3 glass blocks, a stack and 20 stairs, 2 chests, 1 hopper, 1 rail, 1 minecart hopper, 4 pistons, 8 observers, 1 lever, 1 trident. By the way, the trident can have any level of durability because the trident will never break in this farm. 12 magma blocks, 2 slabs, 2 stacks and 22 grass blocks. By the way, you can get grass blocks by mining them with a shovel or pickaxe that is enchanted with silk touch. 21 torches, 2.5 stacks of buttons, 3 water buckets, 2 stacks and 22 ladders, and finally about 15.5 stacks of solid blocks. You can use any type of solid block that you want. A couple examples of solid blocks include cobblestone or wood planks. The first step is to go to a plains biome. Once you're in a plains biome, go to a part of it where you can make the entire farm in the biome. This farm is 22 blocks wide and 22 blocks long. After you have chosen an area in a plains biome where you want to make this farm, build up about 150 blocks. You can use any type of solid block that you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After you're done placing 150 blocks, go back down to the ground. Now place ladders on one side of this pillar all the way to the top. These ladders will allow you to easily access the farm. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. By making this farm high above the ground, you will be able to prevent passive mobs from spawning on the ground. That will cause more passive mobs to spawn in this farm. The next step is to place 1 block over here and 2 blocks over here. Then place 5 blocks over here. Now fill in the outline with blocks. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to place a piston at each of these spots. The next step is to place an observer over here. Make sure the top arrow of that observer is facing this way. Then place an observer at this spot. The top arrow of that observer should be facing this piston. Then place an observer over here. The top arrow of that observer should be facing that way. Then place an observer at this spot. The top arrow of that observer should be facing this piston. Now place an observer over here. The top arrow of that observer should be facing this way. Then place an observer at this spot. The top arrow of that observer should be facing that piston. Then place an observer over here. The top arrow of that observer should be facing this way. Finally, place an observer at this spot. The top arrow of that observer should be facing that piston. It's really important that the pistons and observers are facing the correct directions. The next step is to place a solid block over here. Now place a slab at this spot. Then place 4 blocks over here, 3 over here, and 3 over here as well. After you have done that, throw a trident at that piston. By the way, the trident can have any level of durability because the trident will never break in this farm. Then place the lever over here. Now flick it down. Once the pistons stop moving, flick it up. As you guys can see there, that should cause the pistons to move around infinitely. That will be the trident killer in this farm. It will automatically kill all the passive mobs. Now flick this lever down. That should cause the pistons to stop moving. The next step is to place water in this piston. As you guys can see there, that water should flow like that. That water will prevent most of the passive mobs from dying of fall damage. The next step is to place 2 glass blocks over here and 1 at this spot. Then place a slab over here. This spot will be where you collect the XP. After you are done with that step, place a block at each of these spots. The next step is to count down 4 blocks from this spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 2 blocks over here and 3 blocks over here. Now crouch down and place 2 chests over here. Then crouch down and place a hopper at this spot. Make sure the nozzle of that hopper is facing the chest. After you have done that, crouch down and place a rail on the hopper. Then place a minecart hopper over here. Then place a block at each of these spots. That will be the collection system of this farm. By having the minecart hopper under one of the 4 blocks of the trident killer floor, the minecart hopper will collect loot from the mobs that are killed. The loot will then get funneled down by that hopper into that collections chest. The next step is to place a torch at each of these spots. Those torches will prevent mobs from spawning on those areas. The next step is to place a block at each of these spots. Now place 17 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you're done placing those 17 blocks, go back down here. Then place 17 blocks at each of these spots. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to place a magma block at each of these spots. Then place a magma block in each of these corners. After you're done with that step, go over here. Then place 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then go over to this side. Now place 9 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then go over here. Now place 9 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Finally, go over to this spot. Then place 9 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After you've created that outline, fill it in with solid blocks. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to create a 1 block high wall all the way around that entire platform. Once you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to place stairs on the wall. After you're done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to place a block at each of these spots. The next step is to create an infinite water source. To do that, go to one side of the farm, then place 4 blocks like this. Now place a block at each of these spots. Then place water over here and water over here. By creating that infinite water source, you'll be able to use 2 buckets to fill in all the water for the entire farm. The next step is to place water in each stair. Once you are done placing all the water, the farm should look like that. The water will push the passive mobs into the kill chamber. Now fill in and break the infinite water source. The next step is to go to this corner. Now place 3 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3. Then place a grass block at that spot. After you have done that, break these 3 blocks. Then place 15 grass blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. After you have placed those 15 grass blocks, go to this side. Now place a grass block at this spot. Then count 3 blocks to the right. 1, 2, 3. Then place a grass block over here. Now count 3 blocks to the right again. 1, 2, 3. Then place a grass block over here. Now do that again. Then do that again. Finally, do that one more time. After you are done with that step, place 14 grass blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then place 14 grass blocks at each of those other spots. After you are done with that step, the farm should look like that. The next step is to place grass blocks at each of these spots. The next step is to count 3 blocks to the left of this spot. 1, 2, 3. Then place grass blocks at each of these spots. Now count 3 blocks to the left of this spot. 1, 2, 3. Then place grass blocks at each of these spots. Then count 3 blocks to the left of this spot. Now place grass blocks at each of these spots. Finally, count 3 blocks to the left of this spot. Then place grass blocks at each of these spots. After you are done with that step, the farm should look like that. The grass blocks are where passive mobs will spawn. The next step is to place buttons around this grass block platform. The buttons will cause passive mobs to walk off into the water. That is because they see buttons as full blocks. After you are done placing buttons around that grass block platform, go over to this corner. Now place 2 buttons over here. Then turn to this side. Then place 2 buttons over here. Then go to this next hole. Then place 2 buttons over here. Then turn to this side. Now place 2 buttons over here. Once you have done that, place buttons in all the other holes. Once you are done placing buttons in each hole, go over to this corner. Then place a torch over here. Now count forward 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place a torch over here. Now count forward 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Then place a torch over here. Now count forward 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place a torch over here. After you are done placing those torches, place another row of torches aligned across this row. Then place another row of torches over here. Finally, place another row of torches over here. Those torches will provide light so that passive mobs will spawn even when it is nighttime. The next step is to go down here. Then place a torch at each of these spots. I'm now going to do a quick fly around so you can check and make sure you've made this passive mob farm correctly. Over here there should be this trident killer and collection system. Over here there should be this center tube kill chamber. Up here there should be this water platform. Make sure all the water flows towards the center tube kill chamber. Finally, up here there should be this grass block platform. Make sure you place all the buttons at the correct spots. How this farm works is, whenever you stand by the trident killer, passive mobs will spawn on this grass block platform because this farm is in a plains biome. After a passive mob spawns, it will eventually walk into the water. That is because passive mobs see buttons as full blocks. The water will then push the passive mobs into the kill chamber. Whenever that lever is flicked up, all the passive mobs in that chamber will get automatically killed. You will collect the XP over here. All the loot will get collected by the minecart hopper, funneled into that hopper, and funneled into that collections chest. Whenever you are done using the farm, you can flick that lever back down to shut the trident killer off. I am now going to show you how to use this passive mob farm. To use it, first flick this lever up, then stand over here. Now all you need to do is wait. Passive mobs will spawn on the grass block platform, then eventually fall down here. All the passive mobs that fall down here will get automatically killed. You will collect the XP over here, and all the loot will get funneled down into the collections chest. By the way, if you want to get more loot at a time, you can use this farm while holding a sword that is enchanted with looting 3. The looting 3 effect will be applied to the trident. Whenever you're done using this farm, flick this lever down to shut the trident killer off. You can collect all the loot down here. If this farm does not work for you, check to see if there are any animals that you have breeded or created through breeding within 150 blocks of the farm. If there are, you should kill them or bring them at least 150 blocks away from the farm. I hope you all enjoyed learning how to make this simple and efficient automatic Minecraft Bedrock passive mob farm. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching.